This is the Evolution F210SMS sliding mitre saw. In this video I'm going to show you what's inside the box and how to assemble the machine. Inside the box we've got the cutting head, the table, a double-ended tool, the mitre locking knob, the blade, a hold down clamp. This is the other half of the cable storage assembly with a little Allen screw there. The table extensions for either side, a set of instructions and some information on registering your products there, and the carriage slide. So step one is to fit the mitre locking knob, which just goes through this hole here and screws in. Ensure that the saw is set at 0 degrees bevel. The next step is to install the carriage slide, and as you can see we've got the Evolution logo at the back, so obviously that wants to be the right way up when you slide it through. The other thing in the instructions, it mentions these white things at the end there. They should be out and those green pins should be inside the tubing. Now if you get one of these carriage slides and it's been activated like that, so you can see that that pin's out and the white plastic thing's in, it's got to be reset. Push the green pin in, get a screwdriver in there and just lever that out. The next thing, once we've made sure that's okay, and remember we've got to make sure that this Evolution logo is the right way up, is to push this through the guides there and then lock it about halfway down. This is the locking knob here. Next we've got to fit the cutting head. You can see the two sockets there for the carriage slide. Slide them onto the carriage slide, and then you've got to push this cutting head forward until that pin engages with this hole in the cutting head. And what will happen then is the pin will spring out and lock it in position. That's it. So you should be able to clearly see that green pin on either side. The next step is to fit the two side extensors. Now you can see each side has got a different extension, so make sure you select the right one, and as you can see we've got the 45 there and the 90. So they line up, so that's the right one. The Allen screws are actually screwed into the base there, ready to go. And for that we use the tool that's supplied. So it's just a case of removing these two Allen screws, putting the extension in position and then tightening it down with the two Allen screws. Don't have to be too tight, but they need to be tight enough. So that's that done, and it's the same on the other side. So the next step is to fit this cable clamp. It's actually a clamp. We need to drop the cutting head down as far as it'll go and then just press that locking pin across to lock it in position. Run the cable along and pull this little fixing clip past where you're going to fix the clamp. The clamp has got two holes there, one's for the screw and one's to go on this little pin, and you can see which way it's supposed to go because these two things are supposed to be like that. Push the cable into the clamp and slide it along until it fits onto the pin like so. Slip in the Allen screw and then just tighten it up. So the last step in the assembly is to install the blade, and I just want to point out this little button here. This is the arbor locking button. It locks the spindle that the blade goes onto. Now before you do anything like this on the saw you must make sure that it's not plugged in. But remember that we've got the locking button there. Make sure the cutting head is in a raised position. Then press down the arbor locking button if this is tight. To remove it you've actually got to turn it clockwise because it's a left hand thread. Take off this flange, then press in this trigger which releases the lower blade guard and pull that back. On the saw blade there's a direction of rotation there, and on the blade guard you've got a direction of rotation which is this way. So make sure that the blade is orientated correctly, slide it up into the housing, minding your fingers, and fits onto that lug. So the arbor has got two flat edges, and then this little locking washer has got two flat edges as well, so locate that correctly onto the arbor. Take the locking nut, and remember it's anti-clockwise to tighten it, and then just hand tighten it like that, and then put the blade guard down. Be careful to keep your fingers out of the way of those carbide teeth because you can cut yourself if you're not careful. So the blade is on but it's not tightened. Then we press the arbor locking button at the back there. You can feel it and hear it locate, so that's locked now, and then just tighten the blade and that's the blade fitted. Then once you've assembled the machine you can place the tool in this little location hole for it there, look. So you've always got the tool on the machine. The hold down clamp just screws into either side. Just slacken off that nail knob there and tighten it down. I hope you found this useful and thank you for watching.